Carlos Sainz stormed on a wet Istanbul track, while Max Verstappen played down pressure to win the title. You can now watch full 24-minute episodes of The Inside Line at our official home on unbeaten.com. Carlos Sainz was a star in Istanbul, with the Spaniard voted Driver of the Day on account of his supreme fightback from 19th to finish 8th that made for one of his most enjoyable races. Sainz started on the back row due to a series of power unit penalties, but had the drive of his life in Turkey, believing he could have finished in the top 5 without a slow 8.1-second pit stop. The pit stop itself was fast, but we need to analyze why it took so long to release the car, he said. Red Bull's Max Verstappen has played down the significance of winning a maiden F1 World Championship, with the Dutchman stating life will go on even if he finishes second to Sir Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen left Istanbul second in the drivers' standings, just 6 points behind Hamilton, but was ice cold when asked if the pressure of his maiden title fight was getting to him. I think even if we finish second, we will have had a great season. And at the end of the day, it's not going to change my life. I enjoy what I'm doing, and I think that is also very important, he said. Sir Lewis Hamilton may be in the fight of his life for a record 8th crown, but is pushing just as fiercely off track, with the Brit championing fashion freedom to open minds around the globe. Hamilton turned heads in Istanbul with a blue and black Burberry kilt with matching top and trousers, but stood up for his eye-catching choices to promote a progressive, open approach to fashion. Anyone can wear whatever they want. There will be people that don't understand it, but that's okay. Hopefully they'll eventually go through the opening their mind phase and let people be who they want to be, he said. Aston Martin's 4-time F1 world champion Sebastian Vettel has urged F1 to consider the human cost of stacked calendars, with next season's schedule expected to run to a record 23 rounds. Teams are already pushed to their limits with the 2021 calendar featuring multiple triple headers, which were deemed unsustainable pre-pandemic, and the season extending from March to December. And while F1's owner Liberty Media is pushing to maximize return, with the US firms signing more affordable hosting deals in the current climate, requiring more races to make bank, Vettel says more has to be done to protect those on the ground. We mustn't neglect that we are a group of people and human beings traveling around the world, Vettel said. F1's 2022 calendar, which is expected to be revealed this week, will have 23 races and is likely to start in Bahrain with 3 triple headers and 4 races held in July for a punishing workload. Ferrari young gun Robert Schwartzman could get an FP1 session at Haas next year, with team principal Günther Steiner stating that the Scuderia will get first refusal on which rookie will run. Teams must run a rookie in 2 FP1s next year, with the sport pushing to develop young talent. But while Schwartzman has the super license points, Haas isn't fussed if Ferrari has other plans. If they have nobody, then for sure there are people out there who want to drive the car in an FP1, Steiner said. Soon-to-be Williams driver Alex Albon has opened up on the 2022 cars, stating that while they are slower, they just feel different to drive, with the new 18-inch wheels the biggest factor. Albon will replace George Russell at Williams next year, but while he's yet to try the FW44 in the sim, he said to the sport's official podcast F1 Nation, he knows what to expect, having developed Red Bull's car.
It's different. It's slightly heavier. We know the tires actually weigh quite a lot. And it's more the feeling of the car. because the tyres change the feeling of this new 18-inch tyre is, without going into too much detail, it's stiff on the sidewalls. So the tyre flexes differently.
Albon also played down the potential effectiveness of the 22 regulations, which are designed for closer wheel-to-wheel racing, with the Anglo-Thai driver sure the field will inevitably spread out.
So overtaking and the closeness of racing might be good, but maybe there will be less interference because teams will have their own pace, you know.
Alfa Romeo Racing could soon become F1's second American team, with Andretti Autosport in advanced negotiations to buy a majority stake in the Italian-branded Swiss squad. Michael Andretti, who raced for McLaren in 1993, has been on the lookout for an F1 entry this year, with Sauber the favoured destination, after talks with Haas and Williams came to nothing. Andretti Autosport already competes in IndyCar, Feeder Series Indy Lights, IMSA, Australian Supercars, Formula E and Extreme E. F1 had originally planned to be at Suzuka last weekend for the Japanese Grand Prix, but with the race cancelled in light of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Honda was left without a final home event to bow out in style. Enter Red Bull, which rebranded in Honda colors for the Turkish Grand Prix, with arigato, or thank you in Japanese, emblazoned on the rear wings and sides of both RB16Bs. Honda joined Red Bull Racing in 2019, 1 year after kickstarting the partnership with then Toro Rosso, and secured its maiden hybrid-era win with the team that year in Austria.
So on home territory, and seeing Tanabe-san go up and get the trophy, and the emotion and what that represented to him and the whole of Honda, particularly after the difficult re-entry to Formula One that Honda had experienced, but that never give up attitude that they possess, seeing that rewarded with the victory was very special.
And the Honda-powered success continued at Istanbul Park, with Max Verstappen storming to his 12th rostrum visit of 2021, with Sergio Perez third for a double podium, the squad's second this season. The success continued off-track too, with Honda agreeing to Red Bull using its engine IP in 2022 with assembly and trackside support, before the energy drinks brand takes over completely from 2023, incorporating Honda's entire UK F1 operation as well. But the partnership will endure beyond that, with young driver programs, a joint presence in other forms of motorsport, and promotional work that relates to Honda's carbon neutrality goal. F1 has continued to run effectively during the COVID-19 pandemic, but it faced a different challenge in Istanbul, with the medical car crew replaced after both Dr. Ian Roberts and Alan van der Merwe tested positive for the virus prior to traveling to the event. Both members self-isolated following the result, with a negative PCR test needed for them to take part in the next round at Austin. The pair was replaced in Turkey by Formula E's safety car driver Bruno Correa, and the all-electric series' own medical delegate, Dr. Bruno Franceschini, for a seamless transition. There's no rest for former F1 driver Romain Grosjean, with the Swiss Frenchman completing an Indy 500 rookie test for his new team Andretti Autosport at the famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway last week. Grosjean, who enjoyed 179 F1 starts, had to complete the test to be able to qualify for the blue-ribboned event, and was the final step in confirming his decision to race all ovals next year in a bid to fight for the top 10 and the title, a step up from his 2021 with Dale Coyne Racing. Grosjean and fellow rookie Jimmy Johnson passed the test, which was cut short due to rain, but were deemed to have completed the required 3 phases at different speed increments. And the Swiss Frenchman was left impressed with the pace at the IMS.
I actually went fast already in Formula One. Okay. I got 372 kph, which is 236, I think, miles an hour in a Formula One car. But when you're on own like this, it doesn't feel fast. I guess. If things start going wrong, then it will feel very fast. But on your own, through the lap, it just feels like it's done to do that.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.